All right, let's get right into it. There's this massive, high-stakes story playing out on the US-Canada border right now. And it's a wild mix. You've got trash, you've got some seriously advanced tech, and believe it or not, the entire future of North American trade is wrapped up in it.
So take a look at this. It might just look like a big pile of junk, right? Well, this is construction and demolition waste from Ontario. And for decades, decades, millions and millions of tons of this stuff have been trucked over to Michigan. But here's the thing, this isn't just a garbage pile. It's actually a multi-billion-dollar problem, and it is seriously about to hit a breaking point.
And that's really what we're digging into today. What if the key to stopping a full-blown trade war and the secret to building a whole new, much stronger economy was literally hidden in this pile of trash?
Okay, so for a long time, the game plan was super simple. Ontario basically had this dump and forget thing going on. It was just cheaper to ship all their waste to Michigan landfills instead of handling it themselves. But that whole system, it's completely falling apart now. Costs are going up, there's a ton of political heat, and, well, a clock is ticking on both sides of that border. And when I say the clock is ticking, I'm not kidding. This is getting really urgent. Check this out. On July 1st, 2026, that's coming up fast, the big trade agreement, the USMCA, is up for this mandatory review. And as if that's not enough, Ontario is literally set to run out of landfill space by 2034. So yeah, the pressure is on, coming from all sides.
Now this 2026 review, it's not just some bureaucratic paperwork. No way. The US is making it pretty clear they want much stricter rules. They want to know exactly where products come from. And for businesses, well, that old, easy, cheap way of doing things, it's about to get really, really expensive.
So really, it boils down to this pretty stark choice. You've got two paths. Path one, you risk these absolutely crippling tariffs. We're talking maybe 10, even 25%, not to mention your trucks getting stuck at the border for who knows how long. Or path two, you get your compliance game perfect, you protect your profits, and you keep everything moving smoothly across the busiest trade border in the world. It's a pretty clear decision, right?
And listen, this isn't just some vague threat like, oh, maybe this will happen. It's real. The US already has the legal tools ready to go. You've got things like Section 232 and Section 301. They're active right now, and they allow for basically unlimited tariffs. The precedent has already been set, so for anyone exporting goods, the risk is absolutely real.
But every crisis has a silver lining, right? An opportunity. So instead of just looking at all this waste as a problem that needs to be buried, Ontario is doing something pretty smart. They're making a big strategic pivot. They're pouring money into what's called a circular bioeconomy, with the whole idea of turning this massive liability into a super valuable asset that they can produce right at home.
And one of the key players making this happen is a company called CHAR Technologies. They've got a hefty $2.25 million grant from the government, and they're using it to scale up a process that takes all that unusable wood waste and turns it into a really valuable industrial product. They're basically creating a brand new local market for something that used to just get thrown in a landfill. So, you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? Well, the magic is in a technology called high-temperature pyrolysis. But don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. You just take that messy, chaotic wood waste, you cook it at a really high heat without much oxygen, and boom, you transform it. It turns into this stable, super pure, and incredibly valuable material called biocarbon.
And the value here is just huge. According to CHAR Technologies, this biocarbon they're making is a carbon-neutral, drop-in replacement for the coal used in making steel. Think about that for a second. You're not just getting rid of waste, you're helping to decarbonize one of the biggest, toughest industries on the planet. That's a game changer.
Okay, and this is a big but, there's a critical missing piece to this puzzle. It's awesome to create this amazing new product, right? But it's a completely different challenge to prove to a skeptical customs agent that it actually meets all the new super strict trade rules. You need some kind of bridge, a bridge from the physical stuff to the digital world of compliance.
And that's where this idea of a sentient bridge comes in. It's a really smart data workflow, part of a bigger concept called the 905 Wood Digital Refinery. Think of it like this. Its whole job is to take that messy, chaotic pile of wood and connect it with perfect data to the incredibly strict digital demands of global trade. So, you're starting with this, a chaotic pile of wood waste. From a compliance point of view, this is a nightmare. It's high risk, low value. But you need to turn it into a product that has perfect, totally explainable compliance data attached. Because without that digital paper trail, that valuable biocarbon isn't going anywhere. It's stuck.
the physical change isn't enough. You absolutely need a digital transformation to go with it.
And this is what that digital transformation actually spits out. The whole digital refinery workflow is built to create the exact proof that customs officials need. We're talking a verifiable request for quote, all the PDF documentation to back it up, and the holy grail, an immutable certificate of origin. And immutable just means it's a rock-solid, permanent digital record that nobody can mess with.
Yeah, that certificate of origin, it's basically the golden ticket for trading under USMCA. It's the official piece of data that proves your stuff was made in North America and gets you that sweet, tariff-free access. Having a digital version that's immutable and can be verified instantly, that's the ultimate weapon for taking all the risk out of crossing the border.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got the physical technology to turn waste into a product. We've got the digital technology to prove where it came from. The last piece of the puzzle? Connecting all that tech directly to the bottom line.
And what's so cool about this model is how efficient it is. From that one stream of waste, the pyrolysis process actually creates two different revenue streams. First, you've got the physical product, the biocarbon pellets, which you sell to big industries. But second, you also get a verified carbon removal certificate, or a CORC, and you can sell that on the voluntary market to companies that need to offset their carbon footprint. Two products from one pile of trash. Pretty amazing.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, you realize this is way bigger than just managing trash. By taking a local problem and turning it into two valuable local products, Ontario is actually building a truly resilient circular economy. It's an economy that's shielded from all the crazy ups and downs of international trade.
And all of this leaves us with one last question to chew on. As our borders get more and more complicated and data becomes everything, what's really going to be your most valuable asset in the future of trade? Is it the truck that's physically carrying your product? Or is it the tiny data file that proves it has the right to cross the border in the first place? Something to think about.